Yeah. How beautiful is that? I'm just doing my last bit of cutting and pasting,
All right.
and I will be done momentarily. And I am done, and I am
Are
coming
you doing
over
an
to, excuse me?
Are you doing an art project?
Yes. I am. It's called Cathy Segal-Garcia and Marty Jabara. Tony Wilson is here. Pepper Mache. Hi, Pep. Looks like she's on the road, though. Do you know Pepper? She's
I do not.
Sister Jean. She's a really great blues singer and a really cool person. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I forget who she works with. You know the guy. He's English, but he played he played a doctor's role on a funny TV show. He was taking drugs all the time. It was, he had an American accent, but he's English and he's actually a blues player too.
Mhm. Don't know him.
Okay, this is Marty Jabara, ladies and gentlemen. He's an old friend of mine. We haven't hung out for a long time because, oh, thanks, Pepper. Hugh Laurie.
Yes. I know
Yeah,
who that is.
thanks, Pepper. Yeah, so she sang with him, and anyway, she's real cool. You'd love her. This is Marty Jabara. Let me start again. This is unlike any other interview you'll have. Marty
I see.
Jabara and I worked together for many years, and then he moved away, and we'll find out why and where and all that stuff as the conversation goes on. He's a great musician, and he's funny, and he does a lot of different things. He has a very interesting life and perspective. And you look really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Back at ya.
Thanks, babe.
Mhm. I've known you long, long time, Kathy.
I know. Do you?
Like,
I don't remember when we met exactly.
no, I can't tell you that, but I think I've known you since you were Cathy Segal,
Mm.
or maybe just Kathy.
Well, probably Cathy Segal-Garcia. Well, you could have known me before I met my first husband. That was around 77,
Mhm.
78. Were you in
Yeah,
LA then?
I came out in 1975.
Oh, okay.
Could be.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I guess we did. We probably did. How
Hmm.
funny, huh? I remember your house.
Really?
Yeah,
In Silver Lake, the one.
no, the one on Laurel Canyon. Or is it not
No,
Laurel?
oh, Topanga. No, I'm Beverly Glen. You mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I remember that house.
Hmm. That was a great house.
Yeah, great location. Amazing
Hmm.
location. Um, oh, thanks, Dan. Dan, my friend Dan sent me your credits in all music. Oh, I don't know if you're into doing stuff like this, but so allmusic.com.
Hmm.
It lists credits, discographies, stuff like
Hmm.
that for artists. But this is small. I know it's small. It's like one, two, three. Well, I'll show you what it is. It's too small. You see that right here?
Um, yeah, Almighty Ducks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's small.
I don't know any of the people above on the top there.
Yeah, no, that's like they always want you to buy clothes.
Hmm.
Anyway, we have so much to talk about. Um,
Yes.
so let me let me feel what I want to speak with you about first.
Good.
Well,
Take it.
first of all, I read this on your bio. To tell you the truth, I don't do a lot of research on people. Because I like to have an improvisational conversation.
Hmm.
And of course, even though we knew each other and loved each other, you know, sitting and talking to somebody for 2 hours, and finding out about their history is a different thing.
Hmm.
So I know you had piano lessons as a child, but um, where are you from?
I grew up in Michigan, in a city that's called Plymouth. It's near Ann Arbor,
Oh, okay.
like 15 minutes away from University of Michigan in Ann Arbor.
I know that area.
Hmm. And I went to school at University of Michigan for 2 years, and then I transferred to USC
Oh,
and finished my degree there. I have a degree actually in orchestral percussion.
really?
Yeah. And yeah, when I was in LA, I was doing like 50% percussion work, studio work, and 50% keyboards.
I didn't know that.
Mm.
I don't remember
See?
that.
Yeah.
Did you play percussion in like small groups around town?
Uh, no, I played for like pickup orchestras, Glendale Symphony, Pasadena Symphony,
Oh, okay.
Pasadena Chamber Orchestra,
So
LA Phil.
kind of more orchestral stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and some, yeah, and studio TV film work as a percussionist too. Sometimes
Oh.
doubling. I had many doubles. One time I had 7 or 8 doubles. That was a big day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 or 8. God, you must have like bought your house from that. Right?
Well, I'm not in the $200,000 special payments fund club like a few other guys are.
Yeah, but seven doubling, that's a lot.
That was a
So,
good.
okay, so and then Yeah, I mean, I remember you playing with Linda Hopkins here. You know, the
Hmm.
great blues, jazz blues kind of singer.
Hmm.
She was, um, you know, kind of uh, the along the Barbara Morrison line, but older than Barbara. So she was doing her thing, right?
Yeah, I didn't play with her in Los Angeles so much. We went on tour with the show called Wild Women Blues with
Oh, yeah.
Maxine Weldon and Mortonette Jenkins, and periodically Brenda Yeager, and periodically Peggy Blue. You
We
know
have a
Peggy?
video of that, right?
Yes, I think there's some.
Yeah,
Oh,
you.
I didn't send you on a video, but we can find. I have audio track.
It says YouTube. Gumbo.
Um, oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's good. I wrote that song, and it's from my CD, and she's singing on it. It's the last thing she recorded before she passed.
I think it would be fun to see it. Do you mind?
Yes, no, I would be pleased.
Howdy, folks, come on inside. Grab some whiskey now and don't be shy. The party's hopping, don't know when we'll be
There
stopping.
she is.
But I know what you came here to do. You don't know my southern comfort till you taste my Cajun stew. Cook up the fixins, then watch it burn. Don't need no recipe, it's in my bones. No need to yell it, everyone can smell it all across the neighborhood. If you pull up a chair, you'll get some eating that is mighty good. Come on! I'm cooking tonight. As your mouth is near it, you will feel the spirit. A little bit of heaven on your spoon. Come on! I cook it up right. The mystery of the kitchen, my Creole bewitching, the secrets in my attitude. Some funky sausages, crab legs and ham, swims in okra and peas in the pan. Nothing smells so nice when I add my spice and rice. Then I dump the whole mess in my room. Before you start the spreading, I even bake some cornbread too. Come on! I'm cooking tonight. And your mouth is near it, you will feel the spirit. A little bit of heaven on your spoon. Come on! Yeah, I cook it up right. The mystery of the kitchen, my Creole bewitching, the secrets in the attitude. Now once you taste it, you won't forget. Haven't had a disappointed customer yet. Now when I'm finished stirring, the cats will all be purring. The dogs will all be standing upright. So all you folks better have a mighty big appetite. Come on! I'm cooking cook it up right. The mystery of the kitchen, my Creole bewitching, the secrets in the matter too. Gumbo, I'm cooking tonight. And your mouth can hear it, you will feel the spirit. A little bit of heaven on your spoon. Gumbo, I cook it up right. The mystery of the kitchen, my Creole bewitching, the secrets in the batter too. Nothing like my gumbo. Eat my gumbo and you know everything is alright. Gumbo is the best. Gumbo! Lord have mercy. You gotta come, you gotta bring the wife and the whole family.
Wow.
So-
First of all, that makes me hungry for gumbo. I think I need to actually jump into some gumbo and did
There you
you
go.
get a recipe?
That's very funny. You should ask. I would tell you a few things from the video. Did you see the one where? Well, no. First of all, when Linda was going to have
Sorry, let me
when she was going to have a dinner party, she never said, "Oh, I'm having a party and we're going to do it on this date." She said, "I'm cooking on Friday. I'm cooking on Friday." So that meant everybody comes on Friday. And I was with her when she was making the gumbo once, and she had a bottle of Maazel oil, and it was like, okay.
Oh my God.
Then there's a scene near the end where where Maxine and Linda are behind the bar, and there's a bunch. We were in the hotel, and the bar was closed, and so they sneaked back there and started again. And then the manager came out, and then so they're like that was fun.
That looks like so much fun. Oh my God. And that was your daughter in there too, right?
Yeah, my daughter. Yeah.
So adorable.
One more thing. What was the last thing? I forgot. Okay.
I'm sure we'll come to it.
Mhm.
I just wanted to say there's a bunch of people joining us. Roland Askerans, he's known me from 1980. Ellen Butterfield.
Oh yeah. Hi, Ellen.
She said you also occasionally officiate at weddings.
I officiated at Ellen's wedding. Yes.
That's what she said. Toby Simmons is saying hi. Dan Davila, my friend. Laura Ban.
Oh, Bannon.
She said, "Go Marty, post no bills." Meredith Gold.
Yes. She's a singer too.
Hi, Meredith.
I remember what I was going to say is
Oh, yeah.
No, I forgot now. Never mind. It's a secret.
Okay. So, Marty Jabara. So, I don't know where to start, man. So
Got it. I know where to start.
you do?
So, yeah, when we're doing there's part of the song where there's recipe. She's talking about the ingredients and stuff. And while we were doing the recording in the studio, she said, I don't use that. I don't make no roux. I make my gumbo. And she didn't want to sing the lyric. I said, but roux rhymes with this other word, and we need to have that. Finally convinced her to sing it like that.
Okay, and then the question is, did you get her recipe?
Yeah, eventually.
Do you make gumbo?
No, I haven't. I never. No, I'm sorry. I've tried once or twice to do it.
It's kind of you know, I mean, I was just seriously, I was I was looking at the gumbo thinking, I think I want to start making some gumbo. I mean, over the years you have it, but I think it's one of those, you know, family recipe, the little secret you know, something in
Yeah, right.
the. But then you just, I guess, experiment and see how you like it. But
Mhm.
those pictures of gumbo looked perfect. Little crab, little shrimp, sausage,
You put
rice.
chicken too as well. Chicken, I think, and beef
Yeah,
even.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to start start doing that. So,
Yeah,
first of all, because it's really like the elephant in the room for me. So, uh, when did you move to Germany? Did you move to Germany because you had traveled there, you know, with Linda and you liked it, or was there a different reason?
yeah. No, the producer of this show, who was from New York, um, it put this show together from scratch. They had a concept, they had a director, they had a choreographer, they had a music arranger, and a band, and all this. And there was some problem with the arrangements or something, and no, there was yeah, I was being considered as a musical director and another gentleman as well, and then they ended up choosing him. And so some 6 weeks go by or whatever, and they're rehearsing in the studio, and I get a call. I'm visiting my brother in Lake Tahoe for Thanksgiving, and I get a call from the producer. Said, "Yeah, would you like to? We need a little help here. Would you like? We have a premiere in Berlin next week, and we need to redo a lot of the arrangements." And so I said, "Go, okay, yes, I'll do it." So I was, and this was before laptops, so I was, you know, writing everything by hand, big score, paper, and also on the plane and on the train as well. So because yeah, this job changed my life because we played so many times over in Europe for off back and forth for almost 10 years, and often months there, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 months sometimes. And so I did a lifetime's worth of traveling. We often stayed in in apartments if we were going to be there for a while. So I get to pretend I'm living in Paris, and I go to the boulangerie, and I in Barcelona and Lisbon, Vienna, Hamburg, Munich, Amsterdam, Cologne, almost every major city. So I got more and more. I got more and more work on this tour, and there was less and less work in LA because of the studio scene was starting to slow down, and they were using keyboards, synthesizers for everything. And,
What year was this, or around?
the premiere was in 1998,
Hmm.
and we played in Berlin,
Okay.
and we played yeah. So then the strangest thing happened was I get a phone call at like 7 a.m. from a German producer, and he says, I remember seeing you play like 4 years ago with this Wild Women Blues, and I'm doing a new show, and I would like you to be the musical director. And that was in 2003. And so
So were you living in LA?
I was living in LA, yes. And it was it was a show. You know the three tenors, right?
Yes.
First there were the three tenors, then there was the 10 tenors, and this show was the 10 Euritas. So 10 women, 10 not opera singers, some of them opera singers, some of them not. But and I remember telling my good friend MB Gordy, hi MB,
IMB.
I said, yeah, I'm going to be going to Germany. I'm doing this gig and I'm going to work with these 10 singers. And he goes, are you out of your effing mind? You got to be kidding. They're going to eat you alive. So they didn't, mostly. But
was he saying that because it was like 10 diva
yeah,
singers?
right.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, one day was, I can't hear myself in the monitor. I need to be louder in the monitor. You're singing unison with 10 women, and you shouldn't really be hearing yourself. If you're hearing yourself, then it's way too loud. So the strangest thing was a couple weeks later, I get a phone call from another German producer and said the same thing. He said, I heard you play and I want to hire you. And that was a show about Louis Armstrong. And he wanted American musicians, American band. And that engagement was the second half of 2003. And the first one was the first half of 2003. So I spent the whole year over there. I got Boku frequent flyer miles and silver status and all this stuff.
Wow.
The Teneritas thing, we did some touring and that lasted a couple of years. And the Louis Armstrong show ran 1 year and the next year, 4 years in a row for like 2-3 months. And the producer was so happy with that, he gave me another show, and then that show ran 4 times again. So like I said, I got more and more work there, and it was really great. I was charging a fortune, and they were paying it, so it was a good deal.
Wow, that's surely a success story.
Yeah, no, I love traveling, and at that time, it was fun to be on tour, and I think at this point in my life, I'm not so excited about that, so I don't do that anymore.
I know, it's funny. The older you get, it's like, yeah, I don't really want to pack up and go to the airport, and
That's the difference between camping and staying in a fort.
Yeah, that's so true. That's funny. So,
You know about glamping? Do you know what that is?
lamping?
Glamping is glamour camping. It's like, look it up. Google it. That still doesn't make me want to do it, but
Yeah, I know. I'm really not. I'm not that girl. I don't know if I ever was. I mean, that's not true. When I was young, I would live or do anything. I mean, really, I just had very high tolerance for everything. But then, you know, as the years went on, it was like, yeah.
yeah. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Boston.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah, and then I went to Berkeley, and
Mhm.
so I was like around 19, 19, I guess, when I went to Berkeley for a few years. Then I came out, I went to San Francisco first and then LA shortly after that.
Mhm.
I kept thinking I was going to go to New York, but then I met my first husband. You probably remember him, right? Gus?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Did you ever play with me at the $2 bills?
Is that by Burbank? No,
It's in Hollywood. It's on Franklin, near
I
Gower.
don't think so. I remember playing with you at some place on Ventura Boulevard in like Tarzana or someplace on the south side of the Ventura Boulevard. You know what that is?
No.
Like,
There's been so many places. We've opened and closed so many places. Um, okay, so again, so you spent a shitload of time over there, but so when did you actually go, I'm moving here?
I moved there about 10 years ago, 11 years
Okay.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really happy there. It's a really great lifestyle, and it's yeah, the atmosphere is better for me than in the States.
Why?
Um, it's it comes down to like the simple things in life, there's a great appreciation for those things, like good quality food and good quality wine and fresh air and healthy living, and there just seems to be more of that that's built into the culture there for me.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, affordable health insurance. That's very exciting. Also, the way they support culture is tremendous. There's a big theater in every major city or medium-sized city that's subsidized by the federal government. They get a lot of money for productions, and I have one of my other projects is I have a cabaret duo with a very talented singer actress named Francisca Ball, and our duo is called Ball and Jabara. That's her and me. Hi, Francisca.
Which we have a video of too, so we'll see that.
Oh yes, right. And we have 6 original programs that we created and produced and perform in theaters all across Germany, and there's support for this. You go on like on a Wednesday night to a medium to small town in a nice theater with beautiful red carpeting and a nice stage and beautiful wood, and it's just really a different kind of atmosphere. I mean, I couldn't get arrested if Francisca and I did the same material in the States. It just wouldn't be supported.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know. I understand. I mean, probably if I had remained single, I guess I probably would have moved to Europe. I mean, I love Japan, but I would never
Yeah,
live there
yeah,
because the way that you're looked at when you're an American and living there is different than when you're visiting.
I
And
see.
Europe is all those things that you say, and yeah, it is a different lifestyle. You know, it's really
Mhm.
great. Yeah, you're
I
making
used to tell,
making me
I used to
jealous.
tell, I used to tell my singer friends if they had enough money to come to support themselves for 6 months or 8 months or a year, and that they could come over there and be a star. I mean, it's the in some ways the I don't know about Europe, but in Germany, like they're playing catch up to the quality and technicalities of performing, especially in Los Angeles. I was doing studio work and playing with orchestras, and in Europe, I'm the musical director guy for theater and arranger. So I've been doing that a lot, and so I wear a completely different hat. And so, yeah, so in the past, they would have like in Broadway, the triple threat is somebody who can sing and dance and act, and in Germany and also in the Eastern states, Eastern countries, they really concentrate on one thing and another. And so they didn't have this talent base for casting these musicals. And then gradually they started to develop this. And then the schools that taught musical theater would then emphasize all these things. And so that's changed a lot over the years.
I know my friend Judy Niemak, and she was married to Jean-Francois Prince, great guitar player. And Judy is like, she's a real kind of go-getter person. She's a great singer, great teacher. She lived half of the time in Berlin and half the time in New York. And she had gigs in universities in Berlin and Spain.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, and also it was interesting to hear her perspective on students and over the years, because she was there a long time, and how the students, their perspective was, they were basically making new jazz, and the younger students coming up, they were like, big deal, American jazz, you know.
Mhm.
We're making new jazz now, which was just an interesting perspective.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
yeah.
it's really really pretty cool. I've talked to a bunch of friends recently who are several singers over in Europe who, I mean, they seem to always work, always.
Mhm.
There's all even well, the pandemic was a little weird, but
Yeah,
after that, there's like, yeah, it's just festival after festival or concert.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of American musicians and actors and performers that came over and then they didn't leave. They came over with a tour and then they stayed there and then they get cast in things and yeah. And I also wanted to say Hamburg is the third largest city for musicals in the world after New York and Broadway and
Is
London
it?
and Hamburg. So
Wow.
Hamburg has 4 theaters that are exclusively devoted to musicals, and
Wow.
one of them is Lion King, which has been running in Hamburg for 20 years. I play for Lion King as a sub for the in the keyboard division. There's 3 keyboard parts. I'm playing 2 of the 3, and so yeah, it's. They import these Disney shows and Broadway shows. They're doing Hamilton in the fall in
Wow.
German.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all the shows are done in German. Even the lyrics are
And
translated.
there's a job, huh? Somebody's translating. Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe more than
that's
one person,
tricky.
actually,
I
huh?
mean, the um, in German, the grammar rule is that the verb goes at the end of the sentence, so that
Okay.
makes rhyming and,
Huh.
phrasing very tricky. There's a fabulous essay from Mark Twain about the German language, and one thing I remember that struck me was he said, if you're speaking to somebody who's speaking German to you, you can't argue with them because you don't know what they're talking about until they tell you the verb at the end of the sentence, and then you can argue.
That's
I mean, he must have studied it because it's very clever and funny.
well. So, yeah, so just focusing on that for a minute. So is that do they end up, are there rhymes?
Yeah, oh yeah, there are rhymes.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some better translations that are better and some that
Yeah.
aren't, but there are some really good ones as well. It's not a hopeless cause.
Yeah. And so I would imagine a job translating, they would have to be a pretty good lyricist as well, right?
Right, that's
Yeah,
right. They would hire somebody who's a lyricist to do it.
I see.
Yeah,
Wow, that's a really interesting job, I
yeah,
think.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that must be in high demand too.
Yeah, there's a few really good people that do that. So
So, did you say your area of renowned, whatever that is in the musical theater area right now?
right, I've done even the shows that I was describing before, the Louis Armstrong
Yeah.
and the Teneritas. Um, since then, I mean, that's what I've mostly been doing is being a musical director and arranging. And well, I mean, one show I was, yeah, I wrote like 90% of it on the plane and the train, like with no keyboard, just which I have Dick Grove to thank for that. So um, I was lucky. I went to a University of Michigan for 2 years and then transferred to USC, like I said. So I had this completely formal classical education, musical education, and then I went to Dick Grove, and I have this jazz arranging and jazz harmony and film composing and all that stuff. So what used to take me, a day to write, I could do in an hour or something like this because I could hear all the stuff and do it like this. So I was having a conversation with somebody, this person that I work with, about who hired me to several times to be the musical director and also be the arranger. And then I came to him and I said, do you realize that those are two different things, and somebody can be really good at one and not at the other? And he goes, oh, I didn't really know that. And so he's just lucky he got me to take it. Yeah. We're doing a production of Cabaret in winter, and I'm also arranging the music for this for a small ensemble.
I did see on your bio that you're something in November.
Yeah, that's the one. The Cabaret, yeah. Hey, do you want to play the Ball and Jabara track? That might be
Yeah, I do. Let's see, I'm looking. And here we are. By the way, my friend also posted Libertango.
Oh yeah, that's a great song.
Okie dokie.
Marimba klang, weht die Straße entlang, weht wie süßer Duft in der Abendluft. Der Bienen lockt, es mein Atem stockt im Vorübergehen und ich lass mich ziehen. Marimba klang, weht die Straße entlang und es locken Augen, fremde Blicke sau. Und ich schau zurück und dein Blick trifft Blick und wir schmelzen zusammen wie Wachs in Flammen. Marimba, Mann, ach, ich kenn dich nicht und du kennst mich nicht, doch wir schmelzen im Duft in der Abendluft und dein Blick erlockt, dass mein Atem stockt. Marimba, Mann, ach, ich muss jetzt gehen, ja, ich muss jetzt gehen, das musst du verstehen, ja, ich muss jetzt gehen, doch ich komm zurück, süßer lockender Blick. Marimba, Mann, Marimba klang, weht die Straße entlang, ich bin gleich zurück, einen Augenblick, bitte wart auf mich, süßer sorgender Blick, doch ich werd jetzt gehen, ich will dich wiedersehen. Ich muss jetzt wirklich gehen, denn ich hab einen Termin, ich kann nicht verweilen, ich muss jetzt leider eilen. Ach, was für ein Martyrium, da lauf ich nun. Werde ich dich denn jemals wiedersehen? Bitte warnt auf mich, süßer lockender Blick, ich bin gleich zurück, ja, ich komm zurück. Einen Augenblick nur, wie 1000 Jahre nur, ich bin gleich zurück, süßer lockender Blick. Marimba, Mann, Marimba klang, weht die Straße entlang, ich bin gleich zurück, einen Augenblick, bitte wart auf mich, süßer sorgender Blick, doch ich werd jetzt gehen, ich will dich wiedersehen.
Very cool.
A few streaming problems there.
Well, I think that's on your side. I don't think actually we see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean you don't? Oh, it was very choppy.
Yeah, I don't think we see that actually.
Ah, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So, no worries.
So,
Um,
I mean,
Meredith Gold, man of 1,000 talents.
So yes, I kind of I call myself a generalist in a world of specialists, so it's a little bit hard to compete sometimes. But I also like everything. I like to every style of music, and yeah, so that's I'm never bored.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
You know, being that because of what you just said, did you have mentors along the way? Did you like think, oh, I got to be doing that, or did you think, you know, people who said things to you who led you in good directions, or
Well, the local band director in the town where I grew up gave me many opportunities to play solos with the orchestra, with the band, and we had in grade school we had a band in when we were 9 years old,
oh, really?
and so everybody got an instrument, and this same teacher, band teacher, he was teaching there and at the junior high, and then later at the high school, and he was very, very supportive of me and gave me many opportunities to play. And then do you know who Phil Cohen is?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so I studied with Phil along
Oh.
with everybody else and their dog in LA. I'm sorry that he passed. I had some minor correspondence with him, and then he was not in good health, and then he passed, and so that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
very disappointing.
I met
But
him
he,
through Dave Mackay.
yeah, right. He changed my life. I mean, with his teaching, he was really extraordinary. And
I mean, I know he taught different different musicians, you know, not just piano players.
yeah,
What so what was it about his teaching that was so unique?
I think he had a degree in anatomy and a degree in music and a degree in literature. So he used to sew those three things together and pull out a quote from so and so and this here and that here. So he integrated his knowledge, and he really knew how to focus on getting me to go from my level to my next level, and the same thing with everybody else. And another thing I remember was he would teach somebody that plays a flute or he plays a piano or plays whatever, doesn't, and because he was dealing with classical musical principles or classic musicianship, and so that can be applied into anybody, you know, if it's terms of phrasing or melody or nuance, whatever. And I also remember he was coaching a guy that was a javelin thrower, and he came out to the thing, and there's a story I heard. He came out and the guy's throwing the javelin, and he goes, "Yeah, this, do this, do this, do this, do this," and like immediately the guy added like 10 feet to his thing because he isolated the exact thing that needed to change. And so it was really, and he used to charge like nothing. He charged $50 for 2 hours, or I don't know what it was. It was obscene, you know. He could have been charging $200 or $300, and everybody would have paid it. I would have paid it for sure. So yeah, and he was in charge of the was it the not Montreal? What was it? I forget the university name of the university, but he was in charge of this thing called the Leonardo Project, and it was about these kinds of things I'm just discussing here. So,
Yeah, wow, that's pretty cool. I know,
yeah,
I mean, Dave Mackay adored him.
yeah.
I actually spoke to him. I had lunch with him,
Mhm.
and I wanted to see if I could take lessons from him, but he said, "I don't see really what I can give you." So
Because
I don't know what that meant exactly because
you're perfect.
yeah,
You're
that
so
was it.
perfect.
I was perfect from a long time ago too.
Yeah, perfect.
But
Excellent.
maybe, you know, I remember I remember one of my girlfriends, I won't mention names and all that, but one of my girlfriends and I had we had mutual friends, a couple, and they were heavy duty Christians, and they'd always talked to her about, you know, God and Christian, Christian stuff. They were always trying to kind of get in there with her, which drove
She
her
was a singer. She was a
Yes,
singer. Yeah.
yes. And they never talked to me about that. And I mean, we would make spiritual references occasionally,
uh,
um, and I just
the,
thought that was so interesting. And I
uh,
thought, well, maybe they think I'm perfect, or maybe they think I'm already connected to God, or whatever. I don't know what they thought, but it was very interesting to me.
that's fun.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's kind of funny.
mhm.
So, one thing I want to do, I'd like to take a look at some of these pictures that you sent.
Oh yeah.
I think that should be really fun. Uh, I guess I'll start early.
Yeah. Oh, the
So,
only I have to say something before you open the first one. This
okay,
was yeah, no, go ahead and open it. It's fine. You'll I don't need to say
you
anything
can
yet.
talk while it's.
So nobody in my current life knew me when I had hair, and so I have
Is that
one of
you
the
up on the right there?
yes. Hmm.
Oh my God, you're very cute with hair.
Thank you. See, see, honey. Um, this was like a party band, casual band, and we. That's Mike Englander on the left there, and Steve Izzo and Mark Keane.
Look at that. A New Year's Eve gig, 1750 per person. Oh man, that's cheap, right?
Okay, so that's enough of that. I don't
Okay.
want to scare anybody.
And then this. Oh, Don Pressman. Oh,
Yeah,
shit. This is a good band with Bruce Fowler. Oh, look
yeah.
at this picture, man. Was
All
that what
right.
the
Okay,
music was like?
check out in the lower right hand corner admission 250, and then somebody wrote in and 350.
And it was at the cellar.
Oh right, yeah,
That
that's where
was
Les Earl played, wasn't it?
that was Lester Merle's place. That was
Oh,
his
he owned it,
studio.
I think, or
Yeah,
managed. Yeah,
yeah.
right.
I've actually interviewed him.
I saw
It was
that. You
it
did.
was fun. But the cellar, for those of you listening, was Roland. I don't know if you ever went to the cellar, but it was a really cool place. It was across from L.A. City College,
Hmm.
and it was
Right.
it was great space, like a real beautiful kind of big room for performance, and then little studios, off to the side.
Yeah.
Who the hell did this artwork? Do you know?
I don't know, but this was like the Zappa light.
Uh-oh,
um,
Roland, did you hear that?
yeah,
Okay.
Don Preston and Bruce Fowler played with Zappa, and then Arthur previously, and Arthur did subsequently. And we also did. We had a drummer exchange for, every time, and Vinny Colaiuta played with us.
Oh,
That was a
cool.
good. That was a good roundup.
I love that, man. I love that. That is really
Funny,
cool. Okay.
funny.
Oh, now here were the days, man.
So
Yep.
I worked 2 years in 1980 and 81. I was the leader of the house trio at the Playboy Club in Century City,
Yeah, really. I
and
didn't know that.
yeah, and the Musicians Union had this monthly newspaper called Overture, I think it was called,
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
and on the back page every month they went around to different guys or women that are playing solo piano gigs in anywhere in a restaurant or hotel or whatever. And one day they called me up, hey, can we come by and take it? I said, oh, please, no, don't come here. And he insisted on coming, and so I said, okay, I'm just going to surround myself with a bunch of bunnies. And the caption of the photo said, somewhere in the above photo is Marty Jabara. So yeah,
That's very funny. You know, when I went to Japan and I worked in the Playboy clubs, I
right.
tried on a bunny outfit and I sent it to my mother, the picture. I said, "See, your daughter could have been this instead of a singer. You know, you should be
Oh,
happy
that's
about
funny.
that."
So that's the trio from the Playboy Club: Bob Lanning on the left, and Kevin Brandon, who's still around, and
Kevin Brandon, wow.
and this is Jeff. Do you know? Is it Jeff Harris? Did you know him?
No, I didn't know him.
I think he was a Phil Cohen guy, and he moved to New York as a jazzer. So he was there. I don't know why he was there, but the three of us we played at the Playboy Club.
Amy
But by
Foran.
the way,
Amy
but
Foran says, "I knew you when you had hair."
okay, yeah, that's true. Hi, Amy. I'm going to do this every time I do a shout out.
Okay.
Um, and oh, the Playboy Club. It was like walking into a time warp. This place, and there were guys that came every night. There were some guys that came every night and sat at the bar and drank, and every night the same guy, and every night the same drink. It was.
You know,
And
John Hammond also had, one of the gigs at the Playboy clubs, and he married a bunny.
oh, really?
Yep, and
Wow.
she's beautiful,
That-
Winnie.
mhm.
And here's
Um,
Henry Mancini.
yeah. So this was the celebrated the Playboy Club. Yeah, we got hired to play, have a band to play at the Playboy Mansion for Hefner's 55th birthday party, and I wrote an arrangement of something, and Mancini conducted it, and he,
Oh,
yeah. And
that's
then
cool.
subsequently, I called him up and I said, "Hey, I'd like to meet you and see about working for you or orchestrating for you, some kind of pushy, ballsy move." And he agreed to meet me, and he
Cool.
did. And he said, "Bring some scores," and I brought some scores, and he gave me some feedback. And of course, he didn't hire me for anything, but no,
Well,
but
you
I thought
say,
that
of
was
course, but that
I thought
wasn't
that
his.
was very menschy, that he was
Yeah,
willing to do to somebody he didn't know. So
right.
kudos.
Yes, Ellen, I know. I don't mind that you're seeing the rest of it because it all has to do with Marty. So thank you for telling me though.
Okay, this is Robbie Krieger from The Doors. That's the second from the right,
Yep, right there.
and that's also Arthur Barrow again, the bass player, and Bruce Gary is second from the left, and Burton Avere is on the far right. And we did tour the West Coast and the East Coast, and it was all instrumental, kind of Doors-ish, pop rock. Yeah, more rock actually.
Yeah, you look
Um,
much more rock here.
yeah, and we played in some cool clubs. It was really fun. It was the closest I had to being a rock star.
That's cool.
Mhm. He's still
Okay.
around, Robbie. By the way,
Yep.
Robbie co-wrote "Light My Fire," so he's a wealthy guy.
Yeah, definitely. I have
So
yeah, Robbie, was it Robbie? Well, yeah, I hung out with him and Sal Marquez
mhm,
one night or something. I don't know.
I
I
see.
don't. Do you remember Sal Marquez?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And here's you doing your percussion thing.
Yeah, and
And
but-
one of the nine, what does that say?
okay. So I'm playing a private party at this Hollywood person, and and everybody's starting to leave, and Quincy Jones is on the other side of we were playing outside, and he's on the other side of the yard, and I saw him, and then we started to call what is it, Killer Joe.
Yeah.
So I call Killer Joe, and he like hears it, and then he like waves like this, and thank you, and then so he walks. He's leaving too, and he has to walk by the band, and he comes up on stage, and he grabs me, and he gets real close, and he says, "There's only 9 dudes in the world that know the right chord changes to this song, and you're one of them."
Wow.
So that's what. So the quote or what he wrote is only 9 dudes that know. So this is Simon Rattle. He's a symphony conductor for the I don't know which symphony, the Berlin Philharmonic. There's like 5 orchestras in Berlin.
Uh-huh.
And we did a concert in Ojai with the Los Angeles Philharmonic, and he was conducting the concert, and it was really a great experience. He's a monstrously talented musician, and
Pretty famous.
One thing that struck me, we were doing this very modern piece by Anthony Turnage. It was a piece where every bar is like 13/8, 9/8, 2/4, 4/8, 5/8. So every bar is a different meter. And like this.
Yeah.
So we're rehearsing, and he's going da 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 da. Hey Anthony, when we get to that letter F, do you think it should be louder with the brass or what? And he didn't miss a beat, and he's talking to the guy about this for like 30 seconds. I could not believe it. And
I know somebody like that, Bevan Manson is like that. He's he was in the studio. We were listening back to something, and he was writing an arrangement on his laptop at the same time. And he'd say, "Oh, that that horn part on letter B is off," and then he it's like, "Oh my God, man!" He's like that, definitely. Simon Rattle.
MB Gordy got me on that, so I have to give him a shout out. Hi, MB. Okay. Did you go back? There's one.
Now this is
one
who's
wait,
there?
you have to go to the other one first. It's like that one. So this was a soundstage where we did a movie session for Stanley Clark for this movie called Higher Learning, and it had 24 percussionists.
Percussionists. Oh my God.
Yeah. And we were all playing drums, different drums and snare drums and I don't know what. So
I see a few people that I know. I see Joe Baccaro.
Yeah. So that's what the other thing is. The other thing is the legend.
Right. I see. Let's see. Let me just take a quick look at names. I don't know Bernie Dressel's in there. Oh, Brad Dutz is in there.
Yeah.
Maybe I can open both. Hold on. Let's look. All right, so this guy's Tim Boatman, Jules Greenberg, Larry Bunker. I always knew his name. Jerry Williams. Here's the lovely Joe Baccaro.
Yeah.
Bernie Dressel. I see it now.
Right. Yeah.
Mike Englander.
Yeah.
Look at Brad Dutz. Oh my God. He was so young at that moment in time, wasn't he? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Marty Jabara, I'd recognize you anyway. Anywhere. Judy Chilnick.
Yeah.
Wow, one girl. Terry Schoenig.
It was affirmative action thing. Otherwise we wouldn't have any.
Don Williams, Brian Zupnik, Alan Vavrin, Steve Howden, Bob Zamiti. Let's see if I can go bring this over here, and I can. And okay, we had Ralph Humphrey right there.
Look how young he is. Yeah.
This is probably Greg Goodall.
Yes, Goodall.
And Dale Anderson.
Yeah.
And Evan Diner, Alan Estes.
Right.
Wally, is that right? Wally Snow and Ephraim.
Oh, yeah.
Shoro.
Yep. Yeah. That's funny.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Excuse
I own the photo. I brought my camera.
Sorry, you what?
That's my photo because I brought my camera and I had somebody take it. So.
Oh, that's cool. And Lyndon Hopkins, who
before I go on, I have a story about Larry Bunker that my favorite studio story. He was doing a 3 or 4 day movie called for a composer that has a reputation for not being a very good conductor. Most of the composers the film composers conduct their own stuff, not always, but mostly. And so one day, like the second or third or fourth day, Larry comes in and he's got the full Banana Republic safari thing going. So he's got a vest and the pants and the boots and a hat and a thing around his neck. And the composer says, Larry, going on a safari? And Larry said, and he had this big booming voice, I might as well be. I've been hunting for a fucking downbeat for 3 fucking days.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So that's that deal.
Oh, that's the 10 Taritas.
That's the 10 Euritas, yes. Yeah. They all look sweet and lovely, don't they?
They do. Let's see.
Except not in the rehearsals.
I only see one that looks to me like a serious diva.
Which one?
The one on the left, the far left.
Uh-huh. No, they were fun to work with and they were nice. So never a problem.
It's very nice of you.
Mm-hmm. He said.
Another. I can't open that one.
That's just just a poster. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
And Tarzan, Phil Collins.
Yeah. So this there was a Broadway musical theater production of Tarzan, and Phil Collins wrote the music for it, or he wrote some of the songs. I don't know if he wrote the whole thing, but and so in Germany, when they brought the show to Germany, they had a competition on television in the summer. It's like one of these things where they eliminate one person every week. So there were 8 or 10 guys and 8 or 10 women, and they were going to cast whoever won the competition would be cast in the piece, and they would perform with the show. Oh. So they did this every week in the summer, and my good friend Martin Ernst, who you can see half of his face there on the right, he hired me to play the finale because he needed an extra keyboard player, which changed my life because the show went to Hamburg, and Hamburg, and I got to play in the pit because I was already involved with the show. And then from that, I mushroomed into all the other theaters that I mentioned are all full-time musicals. So playing Phantom of the Opera and what else? I don't know.
Yeah.
Some German productions that were Ich war noch niemals in New York, and they were doing now Wicked, and we did Aladdin, and yeah, so that was a monumental encounter with Martin Ernst, and he helped me with my employment.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
And Rhonda Harrison said, love learning all this history about you.
Mm-hmm.
Roland, my friend Roland, says, that you worked with Christina Aguilera, and he wanted to know how musically knowledgeable she is.
That's a very funny question that you would ask. The performance I did with Christina was a fundraiser at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, LACMA, and I think it was like a fundraiser, $1,000 a plate dinner and 5,000 for a table and that kind of thing. So a lot of wealthy patrons were there, and there was an orchestra, and I was conducting and arranged the music for her to sing as well. So we are having our rehearsal by ourselves, the orchestra, without her, and then she comes in later so she can sing with us. And so we're rehearsing and playing the song, and then she walks up to the orchestra. She goes, "That's not the right key."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
And I said, "Okay." I gulp because I did the arrangement, and so if it's not the right key, it's my fault. So then everybody jumps on their mobile phone and goes to YouTube. And my directive from whoever gave me the assignment was to listen to a certain song on a certain version on YouTube, and it would be
Hey.
so her musical director was there to help out, and so they're conferring and looking and conferring, and I'm waiting. I can't keep rehearsing because it's the wrong key. And then finally her musical director says, Christina, that's actually the right key. So, yeah.
Okay.
So does that answer your question, Roland?
Sounds like it.
Sure.
And Meredith Gold said, "Love Julie Greenberg. He was a wonderful guy."
Mm-hmm.
And Paul Tripp says, "Hello, Marty from Plymouth. I knew you with hair."
Good.
And here's your duo again. So
Yes.
you guys, you've been together 10 years?
Yeah, and since 2009. So what is that?
Over 10 years. Yeah.
No, yeah, 13 years. Yeah. This was cool because I get to smoke. I don't smoke. I never did, but I get to smoke on stage, so it's a lot of fun to do. But it only lasts for like a minute because then Francisca comes back and takes the cigarette from me. And, yeah.
Pretty cool there. This is
That's Christina.
Christina. Okay, that looks like a interesting background and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then
By the way, a week later she got divorced, but I had nothing to do with it.
Are you sure?
I had nothing to do with it, really.
There you are conducting her piece.
Yeah. Look pretty cool, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it looks very cool.
That's the Haupt Sache.
I'm sorry, what is that?
It's the main point. Looking cool. This is Maria Cassi. She's an Italian, like a professional clown, mime, and actress and singer. And I got a call from Peter Schneider, who used to be a Disney chief executive and was producer of the Broadway show Lion King and Sister Act, and also initiated this era of Disney animation over some years. And he was like a big star for this. Peter calls me. I met him once. And he says, and he's producing this Maria Cassi, and they're have a show that's, let's see, I get a call at like 10 in the morning. He says, "Can you be on a plane to Milan at 2:30? We have a premiere tonight, and we've been rehearsing with this Italian pianist, and it's not working out, and we need you."
Oh my God.
So I said, "I can't be on a plane today, but I can be on a plane tomorrow." And I said, "Good, we'll move the premiere till tomorrow."
Oh my
So
God.
I go to the if I go from the airport to the theater, we rehearse for 2 hours, and we do the show, and it's a big hit, and it's a big success, and everything was fine, and I was a big hero.
Wow, Marty. Pretty
So that was
cool, man.
So I'm good at one of my superpowers is being good at musical emergencies.
Yes, I can
Mhm.
understand that.
Um, oh, this
Wait,
is a
is that
bunch of,
Angela?
yes, a bunch of knuckleheads. You know all of them. Tony Galla from left to right. Tony Galla, Chris Tedesco, Peter Gordon, MB Gordy. Is that right? Yeah. Me, and then who's that? Oh, Adrian Rosen, and Angela's in the middle, and Lynn Gordon is on the right, and she's the one who hired us,
Wow.
organized us. Yeah. Hi, Lynn.
Pretty cute, man. Pretty
Hi,
cute.
boys. Hi, boys.
I think Angela just moved, actually.
We moved to Kansas City,
Yeah,
as in here I come.
as in Here I
Oh,
Come. Did
yeah.
you ever see her in that Ross Schneider's crazy, huge group?
Oh,
Um,
yeah. No, you mean the Orchestra Surreal and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Ross, no, it's Ross. Not
Schneider, right?
no, Ross. Uh, I have another friend with Ross.
Ross, I'm gonna look it up right now. Ross something. Ross, I thought it was Schneider. Ross, Sch- oh, Ross Wright, right?
Yes, right, right.
Ross Wright. Yeah, I I like him. He's a pretty darn cool guy.
He's a crazy guy.
That was an amazing show.
Right. Yeah, I saw them many times. I really liked
So just for those of you listening, Ross Wright, very smart arranger, composer, and so he made this orchestra and he called it, what did you say,
the
Surreal? I
Orchestra
call it
Orchestra
Surreal.
Surreal. Yeah.
Okay. And it was a good sized group. It had three singers when I saw them.
Yeah.
Angela was one. She was kind of the
Miss
jazz
Miss Thane.
Miss Thang. And
Yeah.
then there was a serious classical
Opera.
singer, right?
Yeah. Dangerous Dan.
Yeah. And then what was the other woman?
I don't
I
remember
c-
the third one. Yeah.
Maybe rock or anyway, everybody, all the whole band, the whole orchestra had to dress very bizarrely, like whatever bizarre things they could think of. And then they had these characters, which the singers were, and then they played um, famous kind of rock tunes, but rearranged. in,
It's a
in
little
an,
bit like Zappa with treatment.
right,
But
that
he
was
takes the
that was
classical,
incredible.
he takes the classical things and does them kind of in a warped way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see. There's only just a few more pictures here, but
yeah. Oh,
uh,
this was rehearsing for the opening at the Broad Museum,
oh,
um, and they had 2 nights of celebration, so that we played this twice. And Bill Clinton was there, and it was all the artists that were featured in the
oh,
museum were there. Yeah,
that's
yeah, it was
cool. I like that. And this is Burgerspiel.
yeah, this is for the last 4 years. I'm musical director for this theater festival in this 13th century castle in the mountains.
Wow,
It's completely, it's idyllic and wonderful.
that's a
And
13th century building.
yeah,
Jeez,
well, I mean,
looks
they
great.
I mean, some of the walls are falling apart in the inside and they just leave it like this, so it's intact.
Wow, nice, beautiful.
Mhm. Yeah.
And one last picture.
This is no, that's the backside of the castle there on the right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
And then we were, this was for, what's it called? Little Shop of Horrors. We had these kind of hippy dippy outfits.
I can see that you all are wearing bell bottoms
Mhm. Yeah.
and
Right,
vests.
right.
Cool. Well, here's another thing that I would like to. I can stop sharing, but um, let's play one of your your cuts from your solo CD, right?
Yeah, let's do the second one. Trust yourself.
Spirit is
This is-
calling. Oh, trust
Oh,
yourself.
yeah, no, no, not the audio. I have a video of this.
Oh,
That's even
okay.
better, right? Right.
Yeah. Okay, I
This is
gotcha.
second one.
I got it.
So this is Sean Holt who's singing, and I wrote the music and lyrics for all the songs on my CD.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oops.
I didn't write that.
I'm struggling to meet you, but you're not really here. Sometimes you almost disappear. It hurts me to see you living your life in fear. You've got to start to trust yourself. They say that if you speak, then tell the truth. The problem is you can't find solid proof, no. How could you know what's right for you when you are so confused? You've got to learn to trust yourself. Maybe you'll finally get some answers when you drop down to your very core. I'm waiting for you to join me and the rest of the dancers. I want to see you strut your stuff across the floor. It's not easy to listen to your heart, baby, when you feel wounded from the start. No, I pray for the day when you can learn the art of knowing how to trust yourself. Maybe you'll finally get some answers when you walk through the door. I'm waiting for you to join me and the rest of the dancers. I want to see you strut your stuff across the floor. With every line you reach for a disconnect. Yeah. If things turn out different than you expect, yeah. If you stay open to whatever happens next, then you really trust yourself. Oh yeah, ain't nobody but you can do it for yourself, baby. I wanna see you stretch your stuff. Oh, yeah. Like I know you can, girl. Everybody gotta learn to trust themselves. All right. Hey, 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 you got to learn to trust yourself. All right.
All right. Now that was cool, first of all. Second of all,
Thank you.
so I saw Brain Symphony online when I was looking around for your
Right.
bio. So is is Brain Symphony your baby or no?
Yes. It's not complete yet, so that's why I didn't want to get into it too heavy. But it's a project about creativity and internet presence and some tools and things to
It's
promote.
interesting that I find it interesting that a lot of times an artist will go into this direction. But do you have a degree? Did you tell me that you have a degree in psychology or?
Yeah, in marriage and family counseling. Yeah,
And you did that in LA.
yeah, I did. I had a small private practice for a few years before. Then I started going to Europe with Linda, and I had everybody eventually quit coming. They were cured, except one guy. He kept. I said, "Do you want me to refer you out?" No, just call me when you're back. And then, so that went on for a long time. I had to rent an office just to see him for 1 hour. So. And I had seen him his entire adult life. So.
Wow.
So that's why he didn't. He goes, "No, I don't want to start over with somebody else. Yeah, just call me when you're back." So. Oh yeah, somebody asked me to describe what style my music is, and I said didactic pop rock.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
But it's with a positive outlook. So
Yeah.
far, the lyrics that are very positive that I've heard of your songs.
Yeah. What else?
Well, could be death and destruction too. I have another hello from Plymouth, Linda Hagopian.
Okay. Hi, Linda.
You used to play my mom's organ in our living room.
Huh? Good. I remember that.
And Ellen Butterfield, she loves the song.
Oh, good. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was a
I'm
cool.
also I've
very cool
edited.
tune.
I'm doing editing all these videos, so that's another hobby of mine that I've been.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Oh, I'm editing all these videos myself, so that's
Yeah,
another.
yeah. I did some of that too. I did. Let's see. I did "Make Me Wanna Holler," which is from a future CD that I'm
Mhm.
working on finishing, Social Anthems Volume 2. And then Sermonette, which was from Straight Ahead to the UK. And then And So It Goes, which was from Social Anthems Volume 1. So I did those three. But you also had video, and I only was using stills. But still, I really loved the process, actually. It felt like,
You can do a lot with the stills too.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. This Ken Burns, this thing where you zoom to slow zoom or this way like that. So.
Yeah, I really liked it. The transitions are very important. But it's fun because it reminded me of being in the studio, and having decisions in the studio too, same artistic,
Yeah, sure.
perspective,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, this is a good segue into the first video link here.
Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Yeah, I didn't compose that.
Really?
I get big
Are you
time,
sure?
big time royalties on that.
Yeah, really. Big time. Big time royalties. Okay, let's see.
This is my homage to the baseball strike. I did this.
Hello, sports fans. Jabara here. Many of you know I'm a huge baseball fan. But I'm disappointed because in season 2020 we can't enjoy our beloved sports. Of course, there's the new sport of waiting for your mail to arrive. Or staring at an avocado until it's ripe. But don't worry. I'm here to raise your spirits and to knock your serotonin level out of the park. Play ball.
Out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd by. Me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame for. It's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out at the old ball game. Take.
I see what you did there. You started singing on the second word of the song. Why would anybody even do that?
Let's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame for. It's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out at the old ball game.
Why would anybody even do that?
Take.
Oh my God, that's funny.
A didactic pop rock, like I said. Good.
So what are you gonna do with Brain Symphony?
Yeah, I need to do more research, but I want to have a program that is helpful to people, and also maybe just have a product line that's related to it. So,
Product line being,
yeah, that's
oh, okay,
yeah.
yeah. I can see why you're doing something like that as far as your own desire and your own personality. I can see that. I was just curious what what you were going for and hoping for. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that I'm always creating or thinking of doing, or and even though I mean, this is not to say that's what your Brain Symphony is, but when I do stuff like that, it's I'll do it, and because I'm excited about it and it's an idea, and then I do it and it either works. It's like a jazz series, like I did a jazz series downtown for 2.5 years. That worked. Or, like my, this is what didn't seem to work. I made these little, you'll like this. I made these little stickers.
Yeah.
And there's about 5 of them with positive, it's the Noontime logo. And
Yeah.
like, this is art that art is the tie that unites the planet. And then this one is all it takes is one human.
Mhm.
And there's several things, there's several ones that I like. One is something like, yes, you're in the right spot, or something like that. It's one of my favorites. But anyway, so that's an idea that I did, that I was positive about, that, I put it up on my website, and not many people bought it, But I had fun creating it.
Mhm. Good. That's important too.
Yeah. Um, let's see, Taylor Hatch would like to know, in your experience as a psychotherapist, what was one thing that you were fascinated with that was branched between music and how it affects the mind?
Okay.
Taylor asks deep questions.
Repeat the question, please.
Sure. What was one thing that you were fascinated with that was branched between music and how it affects the mind?
Um,
Or were you? Maybe he didn't think about that.
that's a tricky one. There's a lot of research about how music affects the brain, in a concrete way, in a measurable way, and I don't know much more to say about it than that.
Apparently, that is not an area that he really concentrated on. But I will say that I wrote this little philosophy book over the pandemic. I mean, I actually wrote it in 15 years, but over the pandemic, I actually made it into a book, Marty.
Wow.
The Act of
Congratulations.
Becoming. And what it is, it's a little philosophy book about how our point of view in one area of our life applies absolutely to other areas of our lives. And I just found it fascinating being a vocal teacher, being a jazz singer, being a student of life. I would constantly see the exact same lesson in all three. Then I started thinking about that, like apparently I'm a little unconscious because those lessons also apply to other areas that in my life, and in fact other areas that I might be having problems with, or some kind of blankness about, I can actually take that same lesson and apply it. And so yeah, so regarding like what Taylor just asked, I mean, he was asking a little more specifically, like how you answered about how music uh, branched the two of them. And there are definitely people who study that and who research it, and they actually go for that. I know a woman in England who did that specifically, and yeah, she applies it. I mean, she has this whole organization that applies it. But there's so many different things to look at and consider in one's life and actions, right? I mean, the Brain Symphony obviously is a direction for you that besides music, or besides playing music and arranging and being an MD, that's obviously a strong
Yeah.
point for you, right?
Well, I mean, I can combine my interest in both areas, and growth and psychology and growth and music. So that's the goal.
Yeah. Um, I still want to hear one of your songs from your solo record.
hmm
Which one could we listen to?
Let's see.
I mean, Trust Yourself was from it, right? That was
Yeah. All the others these are just audio tracks, no more.
yeah.
Yeah. Either number one or number three. That's a ballad. Don't do that
I don't mind a ballad.
one. Three is very nice.
Let's do three. Quiet Mystery of Love, right?
Yeah, I wrote this for my father and my stepmother when they got married, and my 9-year-old daughter sang it in the church,
Oh,
and learned it. And it's a very complicated song. The melody changes keys all the time, and she learned it in like 2 days and nailed it. So
is she still singing?
yeah, she is. She's performing a lot she lives in Florida and doing a lot of community theater and some musicals, and she even sang with the Naples Opera and the choir, doing
Oh.
La Boheme and Carmen. All these
Oh,
things.
wow, that's cool.
So yeah, 3 would be good.
Okay, here we go.
This is Robert Kyle playing saxophone.
Oh, really?
Come and take my hand.
And who's singing?
Martinet.
Walk with me on the path of life. Let's discover one another on the way. Meet me out beyond the daily this and that of life. Together we'll encounter each new day. Come hold me and show me the textures of your soul. We'll touch them so sweetly and feel our love unfold. Hold me in your heart. Remember me with every breath. Let's create the world we're dreaming of. Be peaceful and listen so we can hear the quiet mystery of love. Come hold me and show me the textures of your soul. We'll touch them so sweetly and feel our love unfold. Hold me in your heart. Remember me with every breath. Let's create the world we're dreaming of. Be peaceful and listen so we can hear the quiet mystery of love. The quiet mystery of love.
Wow. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful singing too. She's really good. I don't know her all that well,
She's the third Wild Woman.
Well, I know that,
Yeah.
but I don't, other than that,
Yeah. She was moving in a different circle, I think, with her singing singers, and
yeah. Right. I'm still playing. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Sorry, that was my, okay. Sometimes that happens. Okay, so that's really nice. And I also have another thing that you sent. Should I watch this? You make me feel like a natural woman.
We can do that at the end.
Oh,
That's for the last thing. That would be good.
all right.
Oh, but if you could play one, you could play number 2. That would be nice.
Number 2. Okay.
Yeah. This is Nikki Harris. She was
Oh,
background
Harris.
singer for. Yeah, you're right.
Gene Harris's daughter.
Yeah. He's Madonna's the backup singer and dancer.
Really? I
Yeah,
didn't
for
know
years
that.
and years. Yeah.
I had no idea of that.
Spirit is calling, open up your heart. Spirit is calling
so good.
for a brand new start. Just keep on listening for that voice that's true. Can you hear it? Spirit is calling you. Ha! Where you can't go on, feeling lonely. Once again, you tell yourself if only it's not too late. You must believe you've got the power to set yourself free. Ache and emptiness, pain gets stronger. Days are long and nights are even longer. Tune in, swing out, turn on the music, you'll sing a different melody. Oh, Spirit is calling, open up your heart. Spirit is calling for a brand new start. Just keep on listening for that voice that's true. Can you hear it? Spirit is calling you. Oh yeah, can't seem to catch a break. Always racing. Got no courage to meet the fears you're facing. You're not alone. Just look within. You already have the will to succeed. Yeah. Brains on overload. Feeling nervous. Just can't wake up to make that Sunday service. Take charge, live large. You know the answer. You find all the strength that you need. Spirit is calling. Can you hear the sound? Spirit is calling on us all around. Your life will overflow with gratitude. Feel it. Spirit is calling you. I know the Spirit's calling. Ha! Oh yes it is. Oh yes it is. And every day, every way, Spirit's calling, calling you. I know the Spirit. Spirit's calling. Come on, Spirit. Come on. I know the Spirit. Spirit's calling. Lean on it, depend on it. Nobody but the Spirit. Ha! It's calling my Lord. Ha! It's called my Father. You still got to know it. Hold out your hand. Hold out your hand. Spirit's calling.
Cool tune, man.
Thank you.
Really cool.
Nikki sings all that. She sang all the background parts too.
She sounds great.
Yeah, she's really extremely talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Karen Hammock worked with her a long time. Yeah. Roland bought your CD. He's always buying CDs on this show.
Mhm.
He just bought your source CD. Made you
Oh.
please. at least 0.005
Yeah, for Spotify.
richer.
Cool.
Thanks, Roland. You're a prince. So, so how did the pandemic? I mean, obviously you made Take Me Out to the Ball Game in the pandemic, but how did the pandemic affect what was going on for you?
Yeah, I did all my performances were canceled for a year and a half. I had like not one performance,
Wow.
and then the theaters that show the musicals, they started gingerly to open, but they had to have what do you call it? Social seating. What do you call it?
Social distancing.
Yeah, right. So every other seat or every 2-3 seats or whatever. So then you can't make any money because you can only fill the theaters up half at most,
Yeah.
So it was a tough. On the other hand, the German government was giving out subsidies to artists, and you had to apply and fill out 1,000 papers and stuff like this. But I got a little bit of Corona geld, Corona money, but it was tough, and it's not back to the way it was. It's not back to normal again, and yeah, it's discouraging because I don't know what it's going to take. We're still not done with this disease and this virus. I mean, and yeah, I think we'll see what happens in the fall or the winter when it can get worse.
Yeah. Have you been at all doing just gigs like you would do around here, like a little jazz gig, or have you done that kind of stuff?
Hardly at all. I mean, mostly I'm doing these theater things, and there have there's a few places that do jam sessions and some jazz clubs, but it's not a jazz town, Hamburg, so much. Berlin is more a jazz place than Hamburg. They've got 2 or 3 clubs that are Birdland and some other ones that everybody goes to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't talked about teaching. Have you gotten into teaching at all?
I haven't taught as an adult. I taught in the past very often, and whether at a music store or private lessons or whatever. But it's I think it's a big commitment to take on somebody and be responsible for their musical education, unless you're really committed to doing that and understand the pedagogy and what literature and which books to give them, and you would be good with this book and you would be good with that, and knowing all that stuff is, you have to want to do that and have to want to keep up with that stuff. And very often the people that are teaching they're performers, but they want to have some extra income or something like this. So it's, like I said, I don't think it's fair of me to teach somebody and not really be committed to that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, you already walked us down a lot of memory lane, and I would say, guessing that the period of time when you were like those 10 years that you were going back and forth and doing show after show, and people were calling you and saying, do you want to do another show? That probably was a really great period in your career, and probably a lot of great memories. Is there a memory or two that is like on the top of your list?
Well, some of my favorite moments in my musical career, I got to play with Placido Domingo. I did an orchestra concert with him. That was really special and wonderful. This concert with Simon Rattle as well. And yeah.
In those moments when you're working with people like that, are you this may be too much of a revealing question, but do you find yourself really in the moment and enjoying what's going on, or is there other
Yeah,
stuff going on in your head?
no, completely that, completely that.
Uh,
I mean, I just, it's like I want to absorb it and pull it in and imprint this moment in my, in every cell in my body. So, yeah. So there's no distraction.
nice.
Mhm.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love being a musician. It's been a great way to go through life, and I've been in places where I would otherwise wouldn't be
Yeah.
be able to go, and traveled the world, and dealing with like creativity on a daily basis, whether it's professionally or otherwise. It's delicious. Let's
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, that's great, huh? It's a beautiful way. It is a beautiful way to go through life. I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, did you know that just I, why I brought this up was partly because of Brain Symphony, but did you know that about 8 years ago, Berkeley created a department called Effortless Mastery on Kenny Werner's book?
I didn't know that. I have that book and I read it, and I liked it a lot. Yeah.
They actually made a department of
Wow.
which he's the head, and
Okay. Yeah.
they teach it there. And
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
isn't that amazing? I absolutely
Yeah.
love that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody struggles with that, like this sort of tiny self-doubt that floats around. And I have a friend who's a film composer, and he was a keyboard player and then a film composer, and he was starting to get some more and more film gigs. And he, I said, "Hey, it's really great what's happening with your career, and you're getting all these gigs and stuff." And he goes, "Yeah, just don't want to be around when people find out that I don't know what the F I'm doing." And so, I mean, here he is. It's like, I think I have this too in my way, and I think everybody
Everybody
has
does.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to on this show who say that.
Yeah.
They and yeah, like people of high repute, you know. It's really interesting. I mean, you really don't know. Like I did a gig yesterday. It was it was probably one of the most fun gigs I've done, you know. So it was guitar, bass, and drums. It was John Leftwich on bass. You probably remember him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Mitchell Long on guitar, and a drummer who I'd never met from Brazil named Danilo Amoedo, whose father works with Chris Bodie. I guess he's a really, I don't actually know him. He's a great bass player. And in this cool hang, the Urban Press Winery, which is a very chill kind of a place, nice crowd of people came to listen. And but I'm always in these days. I do so few gigs, like 3 or 4 or 5 a month. You know, that's not a lot of work,
Yeah.
and I'm constantly practicing and keeping my voice together and work. I'm working on some recordings and stuff, which is why I constantly work on my voice. But you know, I don't know how it's going to turn out. And then I go and I start singing, and the musicians are open for my openness. And so, make a long story short, if I'm in the moment, which of course I intend to be, then I can enjoy every song, every creation, every hit of the drums, every space, And so, yeah, and then it's really nice. It's satisfying, and it's a great way to go through the days, even if they don't happen a huge amount,
Mhm.
But so I could be happy continually doing that,
Hmm.
you know.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to do this last song?
I guess so.
That would be great. So this is my daughter singing when she was age 2.5.
She's on here, by the way.
She's on. Oh, really? Yeah.
She is.
I asked her permission to play this, so she said yes.
Oh, thanks, Ann.
Looking out on the morning rain. I used to feel on the fire when I knew I had to face another day. Lord, I made so tired. Before I met you, I sucked the own coin. The key to peace of mind. You make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel. A bachelor woman.
Bachelor.
When my soul is lost to fail. You came along, so blame it. I didn't know what was wrong with me. To your kiss help me, so explain it. You came along without old. I live in four. If I make you happy, I just need to do more. You make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel. I'll be a circle woman. Oh, baby, what you done to me? Make me so good inside.
Oh, jeez.
I wanna be close to you. You made me so alive. You make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel like a natural woman. I like it. Talking to you. Hit me. Hit me one time. You make me feel a natural woman. You make me alive.
Oh my God. That is the cutest friggin' thing. 2 years old.
Great.
I want to share that separately. Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God. That is so friggin' cute.
I got to tell you, the way that came about was we were cooking in the kitchen, and the song came on the radio, and I got to the chorus, and she was going, "You make me feel." On the chorus, oh, come here. We go downstairs to the studio, and I feed her each line, and I just record her wild. So I feed her, I tell her the sentence, and she does it, and then maybe it's not in the right key, whatever, and then I have 1,000 feet of 1,000 feet of takes, and then I did the tracks, and then I had to lay in. This is back before it's like tape with a razor blade, and splicing. It took like 50 hours to do it, but then it was worth it. So
That was friggin' adorable. My God. Well, Marty Jabara,
Cathy Segal.
this is the end of our conversation at this moment.
Yes.
But now I feel like now that we've talked a lot again, now we can now we can just call each other and say hi.
We can still talk about everything like we do here too.
Well, thanks, Marty Jabara, and I'm
Thank
glad
you.
I was able to help you move towards putting your bio in English, which you have to put up on your website because your website really has nothing.
Yeah, right. I know.
Yeah, you have to
I'm
do that.
I'm shy.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Thank you for having me, and I really miss all my friends and colleagues in Los Angeles, and yeah, I wish I could go there 3 times a year and be with everybody, but so yeah, I look forward to my next visit.
Me too. And now
Good.
when you come here, you could stay at my house if you want.
Thank you very much. Good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say tomorrow I was supposed to have Artyom Manoukian, but he was in Armenia, which is 12 hours ahead, not just 9 like Marty is, but 12, and that was just too late. So we've rescheduled him. He'll be when he's in LA in a few weeks. And so tomorrow I'm going to have a really great pianist who reached out to me who I hadn't heard of, John Coliani. Really good. You'd be interested in him, Marty. And and then on Wednesday I have a guitar player from Seattle, Ron Peters, who I will tell you all who are listening was my boyfriend at Berkeley when I was 19. And then we moved to San Francisco and LA together. And he's
There
still
you go.
playing guitar. So
Good.
we're going to do that. And then, of course, Thursday through Sunday, there's going to be archives. And even next week, because yes, I am going on a little vacation with my family to the beach. So there'll even be archives into next week. But you want to see who's on, just go to my website and I have it listed there. So that's it. Again, thank you so much, Marty.
Thank you for having me. It was great. I loved it.
I loved it too. Thank you.
Yeah.
You are so nice. Adios.
Adios.
Have a nice sleep if you are
Yes.
going to sleep, in fact.
Soon.
Okay.
You too. Ciao.
Bye, hon. Love you.